Great. Hi, everyone. My name is Ryan, and I'm from Young Entertainment Magazine. I'm super excited to get to talk to you
Hi.
guys. First and foremost, I wanted to ask you, since this is a pretty physically demanding role for both of you, did you learn any survival skills or different ways of surviving in extreme situations?
I think just like my general endurance has gotten better. Like I think if I got stranded on an island now, I'd be able to be a bit more patient with the process and have a bit more stamina than I would have before filming this, for sure.
Yeah, I think I would like to I hope I would have learned from the girls' mistakes of uh, you know,
Mm,
what they might have done wrong, and I hope I wouldn't make those same mistakes. Also shelter, Dot really hits the nail on the head. Like you have to find shelter, or else you're gonna be wet, you're gonna be sunburned. Um, yeah, I hope I never have to put any of these skills to the actual test. But there's time. We will
Yeah.
see.
Were these kinds of stunts that you guys did, were they, I'm sure they were challenging the first time you did them. Is this some of the first times that you've done such intense stunt work or underwater stunt work?
Yeah, the underwater
yeah.
stuff was totally new. We I worked with like a scuba person to teach me how to use the regulator, which was pretty cool. We went scuba diving in a community pool, found an earring, and also did some breath work to hold our breath underwater. We trained with a woman who held a record for longest breath held,
Yeah.
and learned really cool facts about that and pushing our lung capacity, which was cool. Um, yeah, Mia.
Mia, how about you? Did you pick up on any survival skills? Oh no, we might have lost her. She looks a little frozen.
Yeah.
Mia, can you see and or hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay, great, cool. How about your experience with these stunts? Did you have any prior experience being in a physically demanding role?
This is my first role, so I had no experience whatsoever. I was just like came in all guns blazing, like ready to go with whatever was thrown at me. It was very physically taxing, which I wasn't expecting, but so much fun. And I learned so much. And there's something about stunts, which is like getting all harnessed up, and you know that scene, Sarah, we had to jump off the edge of the cliff. It was fun. I had a really good time, and no one got hurt, and it was all like a massive learning experience and a lot of fun.
Great. Speaking of learning different things, both of your characters particularly have very interesting backstories and have some emotional things that they're dealing with. So, did either one of you study trauma or things in mental things that maybe young people go through that would lead to trauma? Did you learn anything about mental health in this process?
I think so much of this for me was uh, we're telling a story of universal truths. And I think this time in adolescence, I mean, speaking of mental health, this is a time where a lot of mental health issues show themselves in terms of development. Um,
Mm.
and I think there wasn't so much of like a diagnosis of Leah in particular, but I think just tapping into the like visceral reaction that these events and this time in someone's life, what that brings up, um, and yeah, tapping into the own things that are to my own life where that's still sort of that vein pumps, and using that to really dive into this character. Yeah, I think just relying on the universality of it, um, first loves, first loss, feeling stranded, isolated, alone, misunderstood.
Mia, how about you?
I think for me, a lot of it was more about figuring out where Shelby was coming from, her intentions, and empathizing with what she was going through and relating it to my own experiences. I have a way more free life than she has, and a less restricted life than she has, but I can understand, I can figure out, you know, why she is feeling the way that she's feeling, and I can take that feeling and find in myself when I felt that feeling before in my past, and then use that to evoke a response in me personally. And I think just, you know, after playing her for so long, you know, by the time episode 8 comes around and where I was dealing with a lot of her, you know, struggle, and a lot of the her past was coming out, I had gotten to know her so well and empathize with her so much that stuff just felt like very attached to me, and I felt was really close to my heart, and which made it a lot easier to access those emotions.
Great. Sarah, Mia, thank you so much. It was so great to talk to you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Likewise.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Ryan.
for your time.